Well, hello everyone, and welcome back. I was lying in bed last night and I had the same thought that everyone does when you're all alone and laying in bed, which was, what class actually is the best all-rounder? And you know what? I'm pretty sure in my mind it's going to be Legion Revenant. I haven't had it all that long, but I've had it long enough to know that ever since I've got it, I've done lots of different things in game, and I've never once actually changed it or gone back to Void Highlord at any point. Yes, Void Highlord is an amazing soloer, and of course Legion Revenant will never be on the same level of it in that aspect. But that doesn't mean it's bad at soloing either. Like, you can have Legion Revenant equipped and still absolutely shred through boss monsters, even though it will take slightly longer than the alternatives that are out there. And it's a similar story when it comes to farming. It obviously is a farming support class, which is the two tiers it's mainly aimed at, and you will get through enemies incredibly quickly, and there's not much difference really nowadays with it between things like Necromancer, which arguably is the best one in the game. But even with that, I'm not going to be changing off of Legion Revenant because it's just easier just to go ahead and use it, and you won't really notice a difference. It's the same story yet again when you go along to challenge fights. Yes, challenge fights are incredibly more specific, but we all know Legion Revenant is run at the vast majority of these, commonly being used in team compositions, and that is mainly because, as we said, this is a supporting farmer. So on the 4th skill, you do get this really nice buffs to your team, increasing the dodge, crit chance, and crit damage. Not forgetting, just for good measure, you've also got a solid heal in that one as well, meaning that if you're going to go along and start soloing bosses, you're kind of turning this also into a mini tank, which is yet another aspect that is positive for this class. We then think about PvP. Yes, you'll come across a Yami, and yes, you probably won't do very well, but let's be honest, what classes actually do well against the Yami? Because it's just a dodging PvP class. It's probably the best one out there, and you know what, that's always going to happen. But against other classes, you could do quite well, and you can get quite high damage. You know, we get a 7k crit in a minute, and it is one of those that when you come up against it in PvP, generally, you know you're going to be given some sort of a run for your money. Granted, Legion Revenant wouldn't be an S tier PvPer, but it certainly would be in that A bracket. And then you come along to things like just doing normal weekly events, and yet again, I've never unequipped Legion Revenant for this, even when I get to the boss, because I know that I can just smash through each of the rooms and go through defeating all the monsters and do exactly what I need to do with this class that's incredibly easy to use. On screen, just in case anyone's been living inside of a cave for the last few years, that's where you can go and get Legion Revenant at Join Revenant. And again, in case anyone has recently been living under a rock, you can go along to that merge shop at Ultra Dage and get some of the resources by defeating Dage the Dark Lord. And then we loop back to the actual point of this, which is this the best all-round class in game? Yeah, to be honest, it probably is. There isn't anything else that I'm immediately going to be using as an all-rounder type class, meaning that I can go along and literally take part in anything I want to in game, be that farming, support in a group. Granted, you might have to change your class depending if your group's already got a Legion Revenant, but you're going to be fitting in. Regardless of that, if I wanted to go along to PvP for a bit, get some combat trophies, yep, that's what I'd be using. Same thing goes for soloing. Although if it is a higher hitting boss, I'll be swapping out to Void Highlord just to make the time go that little bit quicker. It's not that specific requirement for me to actually be forced into changing off. I, for one, spend the majority of my time farming items in this game, so this class is literally perfect. So really, my message is, if you are of that higher level, you're able to go ahead and do the farming for this, you might as well. You only actually have to complete each quest once nowadays, and then you can just farm Ultra Dage, and if you just defeat him with a good group nice and quickly, you'll get this class within a few weeks, and without getting dodgy fingers from spamming buttons for hour on end, which is the way you always used to have to go ahead and farm this class, although you can still do it that way if you so choose. But folks, thank you all very much for watching. Please do leave the video a like, and of course subscribe, and if you want the best all-round class, I'd say grab Legion Revenant. Until next time, have a lovely day.